Welcome you all for the ACG Kolkata new webinar. Good evening to everybody. Today we have Amit with us. I believe he needs no introduction. So Amit is in 7X MVP and he is the senior solution architect in Sitecore. Today we will discuss about a very interesting topic, that is the embedded personalization in XM Cloud. So Amit, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Let me quickly first share my screen. So let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, visible.
Okay. Hey, thank you everyone for joining. So it's a weekend. So I am not going to take much time of yours, and I will try to wrap up this as soon as possible with the required info from my side. Thank you SUG Kolkata for this opportunity. So now let's move to the topic. So in today's topic, I will be explaining about a Sitecore XM Cloud Embedded Personalize. What are the things are coming is out of the box in terms of the uh, XM Cloud, in terms of a personalization, and also understanding of the embedded personalization. What are the key feature capabilities and how it is different from the XMXP, and what are the things are present in the full CDP personalization or a CDP, and some use cases. And also I will show you the demo, means some of the use cases, you can say that the condition which I have used it for a demo purpose, and also to make this session interactive, right? So I have just planned to have some sort of a, you can say that a questionnaire, so that it is not just for the judging it, it's just for the interaction purpose. So I just pinged the link. So if anyone wanted to uh, utilize, or you wanted to participate, you can participate. Let me see that how I can start it. If you guys are joining, then it will be good. Yeah. So coming to the topic. So my introduction is already given by the Kaushik, so I will be not spending much time. So now I move to the introduction to Sitecore XM Cloud, because before moving to the XM Cloud embedded personalize, you should be knowing about that. What is XM Cloud, right? So if you have earlier worked with the Sitecore, right, like on-prem, so you are aware about that it is having a Sitecore Experience Platform as well as a Sitecore Experience Manager. So now this XM Cloud is nothing but a cloud native product in the form of Experience Manager, and it is uh, provided as a content as a service, as well as it is coming up with the Experience Manager Pages Builder Content Editor, which is a new sort of a content editor, means more advanced than the Experience Editor. And also you are getting a power of a Sitecore Experience Accelerator, so that you can set up a multi-site, multi-tenant architecture in the form of a content tree. So all this in the SaaS. So you do not need to do the installation. You do not need to manage the infrastructure, all the future upgrade. Everything is being taken care by the Sitecore. And also it will be helpful to implement the omni-channel experience. For example, in a later previous versions, if you need to share the content with any other kiosk or anything, so you need to build up your own uh, API proxy layer to share the content. But with the help of the XM Cloud, it is providing the content via the Experience Edge, which is a CDN enabled content delivery endpoint, and you can access the content in any form. Like if you are having a kiosk application, mobile application, in all the channels you can access the content also. And also it is also providing the modern framework like Next.js, Angular, Vue, and React, as well as the ASP.NET Core SDK. So you can build up the application in the .NET Core also. Suppose if you are planning to move from the ASP.NET MVC and planning to move to the XM Cloud. So you can reuse your code base which you have in the your ASP.NET MVC and utilize to build up the ASP.NET core based also and move to the XM Cloud. And feature highlights are like it's a Jamstack ready. Embedded personalization means out of the box personalizations are coming, which will fulfill the not all the needs which you are having in the XP, but you can provide a personalized experience based on the your business requirement. Suppose if you are creating a microsite or running any campaign, so those sort of things, or if your user is returning, so those simple use cases you can implement it with the help of embedded personalization. And you are getting the edge content delivery, as I said that you are getting the graphical endpoint, so you can query the content, you can search the content based on your need and share with any of the channel. Inbuilt component library, like you are having a this component builder is also there, so you can build the component there in the XM Cloud and you can utilize in your application. Advanced pages editor will be coming so that you can build up the page easily. So you do not need to use the experience editor, but some sort of use cases you need to come back to the content editor to do the things. Faster development and deployment is there because you are not spinning up your content management system. It will be already provisioned by the Sitecore, as well as the content delivery server you are not building up because it's served from the experience edge via GraphQL endpoint. And for hosting, the preferred is to use the Vercel. So suppose if you are using the Vercel, then out of the box connectors are there so that you can connect a Vercel as well as the GitHub. You can connect it and deploy it. But if you are going with the Azure DevOps, so you need to build up your own pipeline. So, but that also is not going to take you much time because Vercel is, if you will search it, Vercel is also providing some sort of samples, so you can easily build up the your editing host, sorry, rendering host. And customer portal like cloud portals are there, so you can easily manage the user access and what type of apps access is required. So all those you can manage from the Sitecore cloud portal. Easy site management is there, as I said that the headless accesses are there, but you are not getting the components which you were having in the MVC XXA. So it is providing you the multi-site management, partial design pages, and those things you can utilize it to in terms of the reusability. Inbuilt insight means XM Cloud Personalize also is providing you the analytics of your pages, how your page is performing and how your site is performing. So those analytics are there, not extensive as the XP, because there you will be having a user persona and those things. Those things are not here. And inbuilt forms, so like if you need to build up a forms like accepting any user generated content, submitting a form, subscription, those type of data, you will be forms you can easily create it. Like it's a form builder is there, you can build up a multiple pages forms also, but you need to be think of that you are not going to store the content in the XM Cloud, right? You need to have some sort of third-party system or your webhooks so that XM Cloud Forms can submit data to your third-party system and that can observe it and do the orchestration and store it, whichever data source you are planning to use it. So now moving to the next section, understanding of the embedded personalization. So as I said that it's a out of the box personalization, right? And it is giving you some set of a information, or you can say that the condition which you can use to implement it. So suppose it is very easy to use system like in if you have worked in the XP, so you are getting some sort of a pop-up and you need to create the condition, and those things are not there. It's a very easy intuitive interface is there, and it's very easy for the marketer to build up the personalization using the pages builder. And it is also giving you the audience segmentation, like you are the old visitors, or you have visited this page or not. So those type of automatic segmentations are there, but not the extensive as you can create in the uh, Sitecore XP, or if you are having the subscription of the CDP, not like that, but the less segmentations are there. And you can create the page variants also. So here you need to think of that. You need to create the page variants to apply the personalization. So suppose if you are buying the Sitecore XM Cloud, so you do not need to buy a separate license to use the embedded personalization. It will be coming as a out of the box, and it will enable you to use the page level personalization, not the component level. So what it will provide you, so you can store the data or the events. Suppose if user are accessing A page, B page, C page, so those type of events it is storing for a 30 days. And also the edge function for dynamic page swapping, because what is happening that when you are using the XM Cloud Embedded Personalize, so you are aware about that, you are building the application in the Next.js, or if you are generating the SSG, uh, static site generation, or the server side rendering, you are creating it. So your data will be coming from the experience edge. So there is a mechanism behind the scene is there, like a personalization middleware, which will take care of your website personalization while you have deployed your code to the your content to the CDN. So those type of mechanism are inbuilt when you are working with the XM Cloud. Review mode for checking variations. So suppose if you are creating the page variants, so you can apply the condition and you are able to see that, like you generally will be having in the XP, so same set of behavior is present there. And as I said that you are getting the site and page analytics, so you can see that how your campaign is performing, the how your page is performing, and also it will be helpful for you when you are doing the A/B testing for your pages. So that is also supported by the XM Cloud. So with the help of that, you can analyze the pages also. So now coming to the key feature of embedded personalization. So page-based personalizations are there. So you can create up to 8 page variants, right? With 5 condition per variant. So I will be showing you what is a page variant. So it will be give you the clear understanding. So component level personalization. Suppose if you are creating the page, so variant is nothing but a different versions of your pages. So in specific page, suppose you are having a 10 components, so you can personalize that 10 component itself. So it's up to you uh, how many components you have to personalize it. Audience segmentation, so you can use out of the box segmentation to define the groups or something like that. You can do that. And real-time analytics, so you can monitor it how your page is performing. So these are the key features. So as I said earlier that when you are starting with the your website, so you are not going to buy a full-fledged everything. So it's better for you to start with the small things and analyze it how it's working, and then move to the subscription of a CDP and Personalize, so that you will be able to get the time to analyze what is your major requirement and it is being fulfilled by embedded Personalize or not. On the basis of that, you can move to the buying a full subscription of that. So it's a ease of use, right? Marketers can easily apply the personalization rules without extensive knowledge. And also it's a session-based personalization will be there. So it's a real-time personalization. It is not work on the historical data how we are having in the form of a XTV, because you are not having the full-fledged license. So 30 days events data will be there. So you can utilize that only to implement the personalization. So anyone have joined it or not? Because I am not seeing that anyone have joined, so I cannot start the quiz itself. Fine. So let's move to the, so now coming to the technical aspect. So in earlier slides, I have just talked about what are the key feature, what is uh, XM Cloud and what is XM Cloud personalizations, because most of the people here are technical, so they will be more keen to know about the technical aspects. So coming to it, this like, so some people are coming that if we are moving from a XP to XM Cloud, so if I am using the experience editor, so all my condition is showing me I will be able to use that in XM Cloud. So it's not like that. So those are the older versions things which are still present. So they will be removed after some time, like experience editor is moving away from the XM Cloud. So you only will be having a pages editor, and in pages editor you will be only having an option to use the personalize. So all the things which you have earlier used it in the XP or a XM conditions or a rules, so those are not present here. So suppose if you have implemented some sort of a user journey or anything in your XM or XP implementation, right, in the older version of Sitecore, then you need to think about that everything you need to rebuild in the uh, XM Cloud, because it's not a lift and shift. So when you are moving, you can move the content as it by making it a XM Cloud compliance, but you cannot use the personalization or anything which you have implemented here, and also all the data which you are having in the older XDB database. So you cannot use that. So for that, you need to write some sort of a mechanism or a job. And if you are having a full-fledged Sitecore CDP license, or then only you can push that data to CDP so that you will be getting a customer 360-degree view. So so by discussing this, so you can clearly understand that the XM Cloud Embedded Personalization is a subset of the CDP and personalized, because you are not getting, sorry, all the things which you are having in the CDP and the personalized, but you are getting some set of condition and some set of data retention so that you can implement the personalization in your website. So now coming to the that page, how the page level personalization is working in the XM Cloud. So what happened that, let's first, the diagram is clearly visible, or shall I zoom out?
It's all visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So if you are able to see that the SaaS product I am explaining here, right? So this is your XM Cloud Content Management. So when you are talking about the Sitecore XM is nothing but your content management system, like you are used to have in the XM XP, right? And what happened that you are having the content management where you are doing the content authoring. So once you are publishing the data, it will be published to the experience edge. That is a CDN enabled things. So you do not need to explicitly place the CDN in front of the experience edge. So it's already a CDN enabled. And also Sitecore will be provisioning a editing host for you. So first you need to understand that what is editing host here. So like when you are working with the CM, right, in the XP implementation, ASP.NET MVC, so when you are opening the page in the experience editor, so you are seeing your application, right? So why you are seeing in the ASP.NET MVC? Because you have deployed all your code base required by your content tree or application within a CM box, right? And that's why you are able to edit the content. But in case of the XM Cloud, it's a uh, headless CMS, right? So you are not deploying your application within your CM node or anything which is provisioned for you. So you will be having a separate web app which will be used by the Sitecore XM Cloud so that you can edit the pages in the pages editor. So pages editor is also a separate app which is not part of the XM Cloud, but it's a separate app. And this editing host, you do not need to provision it. It will be provisioned for you to do the content editing. So in the top, if you are seeing another rendering host, right? So rendering host is a nothing but a web app which is rendering your headless application which you have built up in a Next.js or ASP.NET Core. It is that one. The rendering host will be accessed by the end user, and this editing host will be accessed by the your whoever is coming to your content management system for the content authoring. But this editing host, you cannot utilize it for the end user. It will be not accessible. You need to set up your own rendering host. So in that case, all the images will be published, all the snapshot will be published to the experience edge, and then your application will be reading that data via experience edge and displaying it, right? So now in the previous slides, I was talking about the middleware, right? How the edge is there. So what happened that when you are using the Sitecore Next.js SDK, so it will be providing you the personalization middleware as well as other middleware is the multi-site middleware is there. So that middleware will be responsible to provide the uh, personalized content to the end user. So how it will work? So as I was explaining, we are deploying our rendering host in a two ways. One is the SSR and one is the SSG. So when a user load the website, right, from end user is hitting your or sending any page request, right? So new then the browser sends an HTTP request to the Next.js application, including cookie and all the HTTP headers, which can be utilized in the personalization. Those will be set. So when the browser requests, then what happened that the Next.js application runs all the registered middleware, like for example, a personalization middleware, which is uh, responsible for the personalization things. This middleware will send an API request to the GraphQL endpoint, right, to get the page variant. So for example, if you have created a two-page variant where in one page variant you are displaying the red color banner and another you are displaying the yellow color banner. So those two page variants will be fetched from the this experience edge, right? So if there is no personalization or any variance is there, then the default page data will be coming to the this personalization middleware. And after that, what happened that personalization middleware send a request, right, uh, to the CDP and personalization internally to get a segmentation for a current user, right? So suppose what are the history for a current user context? So those details it will be fetched from the this personalization middleware will be getting it from the CDP and personalization endpoints internally. So you cannot check that how it is getting it. Okay. So suppose if you are using the SSG, right? So as I said that in the case of a this SSR, right? So all page variants will be fetched and the page will be built up, right, at a runtime, right? But when you are going with the SSG, right? So then the only difference is coming is that when the personalization manager kicks in, if check that there is any pre-render page are present because you already built up the pages and it will check that if any pre-render pages variants are present for this page. If yes, then it gives the API request to the this experience edge API. Otherwise, it will fall back again to the SSR and it will get the page variants, build the page, and then make a call to the segmentation, right? Details. So what happened that? So in one page variants, we are having a condition that user is returning user and other is the new user, right? So suppose if your context details is present in the CDP, right? And if you have not visited the site earlier, then this personalization middleware will present the new page variant like with the red banner. And suppose if you are a returning user, like you are getting a segmentation detail, then it will be presenting you to the other page where you are having the yellow or green, what type of banner you have set up. So that way, it will present you to the it will present the personalization responses to the end user, like a modified response will be coming back to the end user. So that is the main mechanism when you are using the XM Cloud personalization for a page level. Then these things are happening, because what happened that if page having a more than one variant and the variant is there, so as I said, the middleware will send a request to personalization API to detect if the current visitor matches the audience configured uh, in the system or not. If not, then it will be treated as a new user. Otherwise, it will be treated as a old user. So that mechanism will be taken care by the personalization middleware. That's why the segmentation details are very important. Like in earlier, we are trying to cache the user event, right? Suppose user have clicked on this page, add this attribute into the user profile, and user have submitted this form, then make it user add a custom attribute we were generally adding in the XP case, right? User have submitted the subscription form. So it means if user have submitted the subscription form, then the attribute in the user persona will be yes. Then we are getting all the users uh, with the help of that attribute, and we will be able to fetch all the segmentation who have subscribed. So that way, this segmentation is very useful here, and it will provide you the data. Any question in this to or any other queries for this explanation? Oh, no, silence. So
Okay.
I will. Okay. So now coming to the feature comparison. So So here I have tried to explain about what are the features are coming in the embedded XP and the CDP personalize. So data source like a session base will be there in XP. We were using the XDB, so we are having a historical data, and CDP personalization. If you are having a full license, so you will be getting a historical data. So you will treat it as a CDP as a data lake. So you can ingest data from a offline channels also into that, and you can build up the user persona there. So AI/ML support will be not present in the embedded and XP, but it is present in the CDP personalized. Scalability embedded is a SaaS, and XP is limited by infrastructure. It's up to you. If you are having a more personalization based website, then you need to enhance the CDP CD server, as well as you need to do the database improvement also in terms of charts. You need to create it. Integration, you can do the easy integration in terms of embedded, because it's a part of a XM Cloud, so you do not need to do anything. In XP, if you need to integrate with any third-party system, then you need to have a data needs to be exposed. That way only you can do that, like an offline channel if you need to do that. Real time, like embedded, also providing the real time data, like you are accessing the website, then it will track the data into the uh, backend system so that you can get a real time insight. Data retention, like it is a 30 days retention is there, and XP it's up to you how longer you need to retain it, and CDP personalize also it's up to you. So user experience support, like it's a simple, like it is just a one page in the left hand side you will be getting a list of the variants. It's not like the XP where you are getting a lot of conditions and everything, because you need to give the education to the your business user or a content authoring team to set up the personalization rule. In CDP and personalization, the user experience is complex because there are a lot of things are present, because it's a full-fledged application. So in CDP, you can create the segmentation, you can create the attributes, you can ingest the data. So many things are there. In the same way, in terms of a personalization, so there are different type of personalizations are there. Like you can utilize CDP and personalize not only with the XM Cloud, you can utilize with any application in any languages, right? So you can create the HTML experience also, and you can inject that at a runtime into your pages. So that way it is becoming as a complex. So this diagram is from the Sitecore. So they have divided the uh, functionalities into a listen, think, respond, and learn feature. So like listen, web data collection, omni-channel data collection, identity and session. So that way it is provided you the complete, you can say the chart. So which can help you to decide that which specific product is suitable for you to implement the user experience in your website. So like web data collection, XM Cloud also providing you the web data collection like a website, CDP, personalize, all this. Omni-channel data collection, you cannot do the XM Cloud because you need to have a CDP, because you need to collect the click events of that, and for that you need to write a code. So those things you cannot do it in the embedded personalization. So that's why it's not there. So same way audience sync is there if you coming to the response. So you cannot ingest a data from a third party system into your XM Cloud embedded personalization. So you need to buy the separate license. So this will be very helpful for you, and same way you are getting the extensive analytics dashboard in the CDP, but you are not getting the extensive dashboard like if you need to check that in which campaign user have involved. So those level of details will be not present in the XM Cloud embedded personalization. So now coming to the next section is that session based versus the historical data personalization. So session-based personalization like XM Cloud embedded personalization and historical database personalization I am depicting it here is that Sitecore CDP and personalized. So session-based is created right for a real-time user behavior. You have visited this page. In the next page, you can display another content, and if you are following the user journey which you have implemented it, for example, if you have subscribed to this or clicks on this button, or you are coming from a specific region or a country, display this. So those type of a single session behavior you can implement that in the session based. Historical, like you can utilize a long term data. As I was explaining, you are having a user 360-degree view, and if earlier user have visited these many pages in the last month or something like that, or user is a member of a specific team, then display this. So those type of things are there. So that way you can implement here. And no long-term data retention is there, right? As I explained, it's limited to 30 days. And you can implement a uh, advanced segmentation based on your requirement in the historical. And this session base is ideal for immediate dynamic adjustment to the user experience, like a quick coming from this region, display this, coming from this, display this, or if you have visited the this page, then display this data. So those type of behavior you can easily implement that. But the CDP and personalization is more for the complex user experience. You can utilize that. The benefit of this session based is that it's an instant, right? Adoption to the user needs. So you can easily implement it and you can save the cost also if it is fulfilling your requirement. So anyone have joined it or not?
Yeah.
So let's take a not much time, just a 2 or 3 questions. So it will just for a interaction, and it will helpful you also to understand how much knowledge you are having.
Sure, sure, everyone else.
Now coming to the so now I'm coming to that another section is that when and why to use the Sitecore XM Cloud embedded personalization. So I will be just providing you the overview in the cases where you can easily utilize the XM Cloud embedded personalization. So why use embedded personalization? Like if you are looking for a real-time personalization, improve engagement, which you are uh, easy to implement it, right? And you wanted a quick output or engagement from the user satisfaction and the conversion rates, then you can utilize this. Ease of use, as I said, that it's very easy to use because you are not having a set of 100 of rules. It's providing a predefined set of rules, which is easily understandable by the your marketing team. And when to use, when you are looking for a real-time behavior, quick deployment, because you do not need to write any code or anything. It's just a apply the page variant and publish it. Otherwise, when you are going with the CDP and Personalize, first of all, the person who is going to use that, they should be aware about that product and they will be knowing that how to implement that. If they are having extensive use cases like we used to implement in the XP, then some developer intervention is required to implement it. So if those are the cases, that you can look into the embedded personalization. And if you are looking for a page level personalization, like replace A page with the B page variant, in those scenarios, uh, you can think of the embedded personalization. So when to consider Sitecore CDP and personalization? So when you are looking for a extended data retention, like you need to store the data for a longer duration, then you can think of that. And if you are looking for a customer data from a multiple sources, as I said earlier, like you are having a offline business also. For example, you are working for a client who is having a e-commerce website also, and they are having a physical stores also, right? And nowadays everyone is using the that cards, right? Advantage cards are there. So with the help of that, you can also ingest the data from your kiosk to your CRM system to your CDP also, so that you are having the aggregated data from all the different sources, and you can make a user persona there. For example, if user is buying a more product, right, related to the hill station areas, right, and now the same user logged in into your website, and you need to give the offer to the winter clause, right? So if you are having a those type of user journey which is interconnected from the different sources, then you can utilize the uh, go beyond the embedded personalization, and you can think of the uh, CDP and personalize. When to use, like if you are user journey is the tracking from the long term, like if user have previously visited this page also, how many number of times he visited. So those type of things are there. Then also you can utilize CDP personalize. And also if you're looking for AI ML based decision model, so like CDP is providing you the AI ML based decision model based on the user data, because you are ingesting the data, large amount of data, and that is being analyzed in the backend. And when decision and the real-time audiences are needed, so in those scenarios also you can utilize it. And also you need to run the omni-channel campaign in those cases, because this CDP as well as the personalization, you can utilize their APIs and consume it, and you can implement the user behavior in any channel. Like you are having a kiosk, is generally people are using it, right? So there also, like you are going to the ATM and you are seeing we are having a this offer for you, loan on those things, right? So those are the omni-channel experience you can also implement with the CDP personalization. So use cases for embedded personalization, like page level personalization, you can implement that. Geolocation based personalization. So you remember that when you used to work in the XP, right? So you need to enable the geolocation API and those things. So those things you do not need to do it here, any configuration or anything. Audience segmentation, you can utilize the out of the box condition for defining the audience groups. And promotions or any campaigns you are running it, in those cases also, the simple use cases you can utilize this. Now move demo. I will come to demo. So let me quickly go to the website. Wait a minute. So I am just pinging you one sample website. So this is the website, right? So if you will access this website, so you will be seeing a different. So suppose if I am loading this, right? So I am not seeing any personalization message. It is showing me the normal message. So, but if I will refresh it, it is showing me the region. So if you are accessing it, so you will be seeing the different regions because I have implemented a some set of personalization condition into this page. So that's why
Okay.
you are able to see that.
Yeah, I can see it here.
Yeah. So now coming to the how it is being. Suppose this is my page, right? So this is the pages editor. So I was talking about the pages editor is a different app. So if you will see here, the pages, the Sitecore Cloud.io. So pages is a different application. So it is not deployed on your uh, CM instance. So this is how this the page will be looks like this in the pages editor. So it's a different from how you are doing the content authoring in the uh, normal this XML or XP. So if you need to personalize this page, so you need to click on this personalize. So it will show you the default page variant. So page variants is nothing but a different versions of a single page, home page. So I will show you that. So to add any variant or edit, so it will give you the things. If I already have the variant, so that's why it is showing me the edit audience. So if you will click on that, so what condition I have added that the visit is to this website and user has visited a this page during the current visit or user has visited a this page in the current visit, and on the basis of that I would like to change this component. So that way you are implementing it. You are having a condition here. If that will fulfill, your this page will be loading, and in this page, which component you have implemented the personalization, that will showing you here, and it will be shown to the end user. So whichever is marked as a green, right, that is already personalized, and the component where you can implement the personalization, those will be showing in your the amber color. So you can implement the personalization rules into that. So suppose I have implemented here, so I have changed the content of this to display different one. So same way you can create a different component, or you can show hide the component also based on your requirement. You can change that also. So whichever is possible, it will show you automatically, and you can implement the personalization into this. So now the other condition which I was trying to show you, but I did that. Okay. So here also, if I will show you the condition, I have implemented for a different page. So let me show you the variant by creating it. So when you will click on this, so this will give you the option to add a first condition, and this will be your categories of the your rules. Like you are having the experience editor, you are having the rules right in XP. So like I need to implement a device level rules, right? So like the visitor is using operating system. So if I will add here, it will give you me the this. So change this on the basis of this. And you can also implement the not condition. And visitor is using the device type like a mobile, tablet, or desktop. So on the basis of that, you can implement that. So let me show you quickly the that condition also. So if you will access this page, contact page, right? I just ping you. Let me. So if you are in the personalization and you need to come back again into the page hierarchy, you will click on the editor. So I have implemented a personalization based on the OS, right? So the visitor is using the Windows during the current visit. And what I did that I have changed some text here. Sorry, this one. So I have changed this text. So suppose if I will access the contact page, so you will see this one. So if anyone is using any other operating system apart from the window, it will see the default message. So now the same way I have implemented a device type also condition. So if the visitor is using a mobile device during the current, then display this message. So now if I will inspect the element and change to the mobile, and I need to just refresh it. So you are seeing it is changed to the mobile user. So these are the useful things, like you need to show hide some component, or you need to change the user behavior. Like, so in those cases, these are very useful. Okay. So now coming to the user interaction. So user interaction I have implemented in this services page. So as I was telling that we can implement the campaign side also. So suppose if you will see the default page, it will show you like this, right? So now let me ping you first the default page link. So if you will go to the website and check the services page, I am in the services page, so you will be not seeing any different behavior, right? UI, because default is not showing anything. So now if I will go to this, the UTM campaign or anything, if I am running it, so if I will hit this, so it will change this. So because I have implemented the personalization based on the campaign. So suppose if you are running a social media campaign and user are coming back to your website with the parameters, right? So you can implement it. So how it is being implemented? So where I have mentioned that the visitor is visit include a UTM campaign that is equal to sales. Suppose if I am coming to build and I need to add a condition and the user interaction. So it is providing you a out of the box this much, like the visitor UTM type compares to UTM value and compares to referrer, and visitor is type of yours. The visitor is type to your site. So what is the meaning? Or returning user or the new user. So that way it can implement it. So I have maybe implemented that also. Let me quickly check that. Authenticate. Okay, the portfolio. So what I did that in the portfolio, there is a page of the next evolution, and in this also. So where you should Let's access this page. So what is happening? E-commerce. So in some pages I have implemented. Let me quickly find it for you. Not there. So basically what I am trying to explain here is that, so suppose if you need to implement a returning user condition also, so you can just go here and I will click on the personalization. I will go here. I will mention that returning user. Somewhere I have implemented. So I will go here. User interaction. If user is a returning user, save. So what I can do that, it will show me where I can implement. This is a page title. I don't know I can change it or not. Extract the next version of example content. Or just hide it. I cannot hide also. So you are saying that this page is not having any content showing to me which I can personalize it. So that also you need to select the panel. See. This page is not having any personalization things. Components are not supported. That's why this item swap or hide the component apply personalization. So that content item, or I haven't implemented a code base which is supported by the Next.js SDK to implement the personalization. So that's why I can't implement the personalization here. But the ask here is that with the help of this, you can implement this personalization. And visit, I have shown you geo. So coming to the geo condition, so there are some limitation which I was explaining you, right? So suppose here the visitor is in North America during the current visit. So this condition, right? Uh, conditions geo. The visitor is in the country. Country, it is giving only like this, right? North America, this, and also there is a one more condition is there, the region. Country is in the region. So like, yeah, country is in the region. Suppose if you are trying to uh, implement a condition where your country is India and which region you belongs to, so it is currently supporting for the USA only. So you cannot do the full-fledged to all the geographic support. You cannot implement with this, right? So these are the things which you can easily implement with the help of a simple use cases which I was explaining. You can implement that. So now coming to the our slides. Wait a minute. User interaction, device condition. So now analytic as insight. So as I was telling that you can easily able to find the analytics out of the box, right? So with the help of that, you can track the progress also. So suppose if you are in this page and if you will click on the analyze, so it is providing you the site condition also, like how your site is performing, which page is performing well, services, contact this, and the source from which website user is coming, right? And also which browser generally people are interested in, and which type of OS it is being used by the user. And this is for the, and the, what are the bounce rates are there. So if you are seeing here, I was talking about a duration, right? So it's a 30 days. So if you remember in the XP, right? So you can also give your custom date range also to get the data. But here this is not the case because it's able to store only the 30 days of user data. So that way it is giving. And also when I am coming to the page insight, so it will give me the insight for a specific page. So currently I have selected the default page variant, how it's performing, right? Source is there, browser is there, operating system, same way, and countries also. So now if I need to see the geo, right? So you will see that how that page is performing. So now suppose if I need to compare this with the another variant also, how the both are performing. So that type of simple analytics feature is also present here. But if you are looking for a full-fledged analytics like a Power BI or anything, then you need to buy the CDP, and you can utilize CDP data and ingest that data to the any Power BI or any other reporting system your organization is using. You can do that. So that way you can check the analytics. Site insight, personalization, impact, page insight, which I shown you, like a device. Also, you can add that and check the different variants of that. Yeah, coming to data privacy. So this is also important thing because when you are storing that data into your own XPXM, so you are having the control of your all PI data. But when you are using the SaaS product, so your organization or your IT people are keen to know about the security. So compliance, so the CDP and personalization will support the GDPR and the CCPA. And data security, it's using the AES 256 encryption at a rest and TLS 1.2 for data in transit. So those things are there. And retention policy, the XM Cloud, as I said, that's 30 days retention policy. Personalization is in 90 days, the events and those things. And Sitecore CDP, unlimited data for customer segmentation. So these things are there. So they are the some, uh, let me share the link also. Give me a minute so that you can check these things offline also. So this is for the data encryption, and when it is coming to the policies. Because when you are going to propose any of the SaaS products, also people will ask you how the data is being taken care. So this is very important and you need to watch on this. And there is a privacy page is there in the Sitecore site. So you can go there and you can check what type of certification is having like a GDPR, HIPAA, those things are there or not. You can also check that. And if you are not able to get it this information, then you can always connect with your sales representative to get this information. Limitation. So we have seen that the limitation like a page level, which we have seen in the demo also. Limited variant and condition that we also seen that we cannot implement more than 8 and 5 condition, and also the less number of conditions are there, and no API access. You cannot utilize the XM Cloud embedded personalized API to implement in your mobile app or anything. It's a session based, like you are coming from a this geo show this like that. Data retention is 30 days. No AI ML insight is there because it's based on the real time data. So this there is no AI ML flavor in this. Aggregated data limitation is there because you are not having a set of conditions you can utilize to build up a user segmentation. You can't do that. Like as I was explaining, user have submitted this form, so I need to implement a use case where user have subscribed to my website, then show this offer. So those things you cannot implement here. Customization, you can't do any customization. You can utilize whatever is present here, but when you are having a full-fledged license, then you can create a custom rules also, and you can push that into the XM Cloud also. And trend data expiry, it is a 61 days in this. So these are the limitations. So if your requirement is fulfilling with these, then you can go with the embedded or a subset of a CDP personalized. Otherwise, you can go with the full-fledged license of that. So these are the references. I can share it with offline, and you can get it from the Kaushik. And quiz time, let's leave it. It's already, I think, much time for you guys. More time. So any Q&A, any questions which you guys having?
Thank you, Amit. Uh, Anyone have any question? You can say, or you can just type it in the chat.
Very well explained topic. I don't have any.
Thank you.
There is no question. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining the session. Thank you, Amit, for the detailed and insightful session on the embedded personalization in XM Cloud. It was very informative and will definitely help us in our future implementation.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and thanks all for joining it during the weekend itself.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.